Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today is pretty exciting. I'm sharing with you my final challenge for my level 1 with my Altenew certification class, Educator certification program. There we go. It's a mouthful. So I have the projects I'm going to share with you, and I do want to share with you that I tried to keep my supplies at a minimum because it's overwhelming to take a class and be like, it's great to have all the supplies, but not all of us can have all of the supplies. So I tried to pare them down as much as I could, but I love my supplies and I love to use them, so it was hard to do. So I did try to make a conscious effort to do that. I hope you feel I succeeded in that. In the future, I will have to do a class, and that is one of my goals when I do my virtual workshop or a class, that I keep my supplies kind of to the minimum and show you different ways to use the supplies that you have in your stash, because we all know money's tight, especially with the state of our world. So, without further ado, I wanted to share with you the 3 classes that I picked from level 1, and they were the layering 1 and 2 by the fabulous Nicole. And I don't know if I'm going to remember who did every class, so I'm going to take a peek and cheat. The Let It Shine class, and that class was done by Carissa Wiley. I had to look that one up, being honest, but I loved it because I love shiny. And the other class that I chose to do was Celebration Stencil Techniques, and that was by Laurel Beard. And I just love that you can use your cover dies as stencils and come up with different things. I also chose to use Build-A-Flower Begonia, and I apologize for my lighting. I've had some personal issues that I don't want to get into in this video, so I'm having to film this at night, and but I wanted to get this done and up, so my lighting is a little off, and I apologize. I had the Altenew Build-A-Flower Begonia, which this is one of my favorites. It is very simple to layer. It has some wonderful sentiments. I did not use the sentiments, I just used the flowers and leaves for my, and get this, for my masculine set, because the masculine set is going to go to the guys. So I figured I would make them a set that they could give to their ladies, and then the ladies get the masculine set so they can give to their fellas. That was kind of my little thinking, so whether it's true or not, I don't know. I used Altenew's Forever and Always, and the only thing I used off this one was the sentiment, "You are everything to me." So you could eliminate this stamp set. If you were doing this project and you only had the Build-A-Flower Begonia, beautiful sentiments that you can use, good for ladies or the fellas. And this one, this was a surprise to me. Altenew Happy Dreams. I got this, and I got it as a class, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this? This is not my style. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is just not my style. This is my favorite stamp set now. I love this stamp set. It's looking at your things in a different way and making it fit your style. Not every stamp set has to be your style, but it can be your style. You can take it and make it your style. And that's the beauty of this craft that we share, this skill that we share, this passion that we share, is that you can make it yours. Just because it says follow your dreams, you can chop that up. Some of my cards, I used this whole image, some I took this off. It's all up to you and how you use it. Some of these cards were actually very different from what I've done in the past, but I loved it. It was very exciting to me. And I did use the Altenew Simple Alpha die on my packaging, on the ones that I would give to the ladies to give to the fellas. So, okay, let's get started. I also used my Altenew Obsidian ink. I used this beautiful gold and black washi, look at the shine, to decorate my packaging. I also used black cardstock for my cards. So without further ado, oh, and I'll show you my inks that I used besides. I also used the Altenew Pigment Enchanted Gold. I used some sequins antique gold in a shaker card. I used metallic ink sprays in black and gold. I've used half of my bottle of gold. I love that spray. I have to buy like 2 more. I just love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's so beautiful. You're going to see why. It's going to be something you have to purchase for your craft room. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And so yes, I used the black and the gold, and I think those are the only 2 sprays I used. I also used the Altenew embossing ink. Embossing ink, and the antique gold embossing powder. I'm excited to show you all the ways that I use them. I used the cube cover die, which is phenomenal, and I'm going to show you how to stretch that die too, because as you know, cover dies a little pricier, but if you can stretch them. I also used frayed leaf, I used evergreen, and I used forest glades for my leaves. And for my beautiful, beautiful flowers, I used Dewdrops, Aqualicious, and Teal Cave. So excited to share my projects with you here. 6 minutes later, I'm still chatting. So let's share the ones. This is one that I would give to my girlfriends to give to their fellas. So it's a simple box. Maybe it's a gift that they would give to a guy. Or it could be a gift that you give to a guy, and these cards could work either way. It's not. I just thought it would be neat to switch them up. So I did order some of the boxes to put the cards in. This one is so full because I used tape and a shaker card. So this one is so full. This one, not so much. So let's take a look at these ones that I had envisioned for the fellas. And get them out without hurting them here. My nails are getting long and hard to work with. Okay, this is the first one. And at first I thought I would add some more to this. So for this one, I sprayed white cardstock, 2 pieces of it, with the gold metallic spray. And I took my black one and just tapped it on my, like a finger, so that you get these dots here. I used the die to cut one of them, so you get all these beautiful cubes. And then I used some of these beautiful antique gold sequins to fill it up, because little shaker card, fun, fun, fun. And I love this sentiment, and I believe I used it. Did I use it again? I did not use it again, but I love this. I had made many of these. I used white cardstock, heat embossed with gold, antique gold. I used the black shimmer spray and just tapped it again to get the little dots. And brain cramp. Sorry. And then my sentiment. And I thought about adding something else, but I love the simplicity. And I think with a shaker card, it's enough that you can just have the sentiment. And I left the inside blank because I don't know what I'm going to use these for. I don't know who I'm going to give them to, so I like to personalize them further once I know specifically where they're going and what they're going to do. I love this one. This is so not my style, or what I thought was my style, but I absolutely love it. So I took a blending tool and I cut out the die out of actually computer paper. And so I had this same thing just cut out of computer paper. I laid it over here and I just hit some of the spots with the embossing ink and the tool and smeared it in. And then I heat set it with the antique gold embossing powder. And I splattered on some of my black shimmer spray. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great to emboss on top of it? So more of a distressed look, which usually is not my style, but I'm so excited about this card. I love this card. So I used the Follow Your Dreams, because I think that sentiment works for so many things, you know, whether it's your dream of losing weight, or your dream of doing a 5K, or your dream of becoming an Altenew certified educator. All of those, anything. So many people have dreams, so it's very, and I love the they know the way. Follow your dreams, they know the way. It's just so positive. And this one, I would write in here with a gold pen. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So there's that one. And I used the obsidian black and some clear embossing powder. Black embossing powder and I are not friends. We just aren't. Many years we've tried to work out our issues, and it just hasn't happened. So we've decided to just not stay friends. So I always go with the obsidian black and clear. It works better for me for whatever reason. This one is beautiful. So this is the one where I talked about cutting out just this shape, and I just trimmed it. This is my kind of fussy cutting. It's simple to do because I'm not good at fussy cutting. The background was sprayed with a gold spray, and then I used the enchanted gold pigment ink to stamp the feathers. How beautiful is that? So simple. This could just be a note card. I mean, there are so many good uses. And again, that beautiful gold pen, or a white, whatever. But look at that. Look how beautiful that shimmer. Oh goodness. And then this one here, I used the Be a Dreamer again. I used the gold shimmer spray. I used the embossing. I took the embossing tool here, the embossing tool with the embossing ink, and I just went through, and if I didn't get it perfect, that's okay. I got a lot of it pretty good. Some of the sides, but that's okay. That's the beautiful thing about distressing. Oh, sorry, I shook my camera. I went into my desk to show you that. So I did some of the gold, just tapping it off. I did some of the black. And then again, I did that beautiful obsidian pigment ink with clear embossing on top. And I love that when I went to heat this, some of the gold kind of bubbled up, and it just looks gorgeous. Gorgeous. So those are my 4 masculine cards that I have. And unfortunately, because of my shaker card, and all of these have been popped up on foam tape, because I think it just looked nice to pop up off the black. It just gave it an extra zhuzh. I can't fit envelopes in there. So I would probably just provide envelopes to whoever I gave this one to. So that's my first one. My second one. How beautiful. How beautiful. I used the Altenew, the gold paper. Oh, I forgot to share that with you that I had used that. The gold foil cardstock. It's delicious. Everything gold I have to own from Altenew, and I'm a white gold girl, so I don't know what my obsession is, but I'm just obsessed. So, and I used my beautiful Build a Begonia. Isn't that gorgeous? Just gorgeous. Now, you will notice that I noticed this as I turned the camera on, and I didn't want to waste my supplies that I had used, so I just am going to go with it, and I will figure something out. This is the front of the box. This is the back of the box. Well, what I would think of as the back of the box, because this is where the lip tucks in. So, whoops. So, I can always do another box, but I wanted to be able to share these with you guys. So for this one, my common theme was this beautiful Build a Begonia on every one of my cards. And also the theme for both sets, black, gold, white. And then, of course, this set had the begonia because I didn't want to do a begonia in black, gold, and white. So let's start. These two are similar. Let's start with this one. And I used the same sentiment on this one. You are everything to me. It hit me. So these are what we've seen before, where I used the piece of printer paper. I cut it with the die, and then I just went through with my embossing ink. And this one, just to give you a little different, this one I splattered with the black and the gold. This one I didn't. So this one's a little bit cleaner than this one, but I love the look of both of them. Just a little different. Beautiful. And again, when I know where these are going to go, I may put sentiments on the inside, or I may leave them blank so people can just use them as note cards. Because when you give these to people too, you don't know what they're going to do with them too. So it's good to leave options. This one. So this one, I took another piece of printer paper. I went through a lot of printer paper as my masks to make stencils out of my die. And so I took the Enchanted Gold embossing, the Enchanted Gold pigment ink, and I just laid down the piece of printer paper with the die cut out of it across it. And I took that same, not the same, but the blending tool with a different foam, and I went and I just turned my hand to get this beautiful gold imprint here. And this one I dry embossed with the die. So I use my embossing mat. So there's actually dimension. I don't know if you can see, but the little triangles are puffed up. So that's how you can get the gold on just these diamonds and not on the back on the white. Also, it makes it really easy because your piece of printer paper just fits over it like a puzzle piece, and then you can really go to town, and there's not as likely to be over saturation on the outside as if you didn't maybe do that. So yeah, just love this. It's so beautiful. And this last one that I did, this one was, I just went nuts. So with the gold. So I sprayed a piece of cardstock with the beautiful gold shimmer spray. And then my next step was to call it dry embossing with the die. So you use, for my bigger ones, I have the spellbinders. So I use my purple mat, you use the base, your purple mat, and then the brown like rubbery mat. And it will give you the embossing instead of cutting. And then I put my same piece of printer paper over, used my same tool, went and not dug in, but really pushed down and got some beautiful ink. And I love the contrast between that darker gold and the lighter gold. And then I did splatter this one with the black and a little bit of the gold. You can kind of see in spots, like right there. It's just beautiful. It sneaks up on you. Like I'm like, oh, I didn't do the gold. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, I did. So pretty. And then this die was perfect for thinner sentiments. I snuck them in right there so that all of my sentiments are just kind of snuck right in there. And, you know, it doesn't, that way it's just the flower that kind of has dimension on the card. So again, the three classes that I chose for myself were the layering 1 and 2, which are excellent if you're new to Altenew and using their layering stamps. Nicole does a fabulous job. And then the other two were the Let It Shine, because I mean, gold, come on. And then the other one was the stencil techniques, because I really wanted to stretch my die as far as I could and see the different ways that I could use it. So I hope that you have enjoyed my project share, and I look forward to sharing many more projects with you. Let me get the other, my nails are getting too long, guys. Okay, let me put those, fan those out a little, and then put those kind of on the side there. So thank you so much for joining me. And I appreciate you guys following along on my journey. It's been so much fun, and I like that it pushes me creatively, to look at things in different ways and to process things in different ways. And I think that's how we grow, by just even looking at our own supplies in different ways. I do want to share one other thing with you before. These were the ones that I did for submission, but I had a few others that I kind of was playing around with, so I thought I'd just share them with you. So this one, I went one direction. So as you can see, the cube is going, yes, this way. So the black, I went this way, and then I flipped it, and I did the gold going this way. It may be hard to see. There you go. See, isn't that a really neat effect? So I have that one to make into a card. I did make this one into a card, but I didn't feel that it fit into the set. But this was one of the things that was talked about in the level 1 classes too, is die cutting, and, you know, using dimension. So that kind of pops up. My husband said, psychedelic, man. He's so cute. So yes, so this one I had heat embossed. I did the embossing ink again, and I heat embossed. I used the obsidian. I heat embossed in clear over it, so I had that, but I switched it for a different look. So you get 2 different looks. It's very cool. So stretching it again. And this was one, I still will do something with it. I used the gold metallic shimmer spray on the back, and then I used the enchanted gold pigment on top. And this was from the Happy Dreams stamp set. So I am excited to turn this into a card as well. So I just want to show you a couple more ideas with the supplies that I use that aren't part of the submission for my project, but that are actually just a few more ideas and a few more ways to use these products if you have them. And if you don't, pick them up. They're awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay crafting. Have a nice day.